Hey YouTubers, it's going to be a long one, but it's going to have good advice in it for keeping your ultra-tropical plants that are too big to bring inside when we're going to have temperatures. I'm talking of mid-20s for 8 hours. Anyway, I'll tell you my method, which has worked for at least 20 years. This section over here is an example of what I call full-on plant protection mode. This is the thickest tarp you can buy. And I have fishtail palm, bamboo palms, non-orchids. Non-orchids are wrapped in sheets individually, and 2 to 3 layers of sheets on top of that, and then this super thick tarp. This has got a lot of rooted cuttings of ficus and fucunti, and a few Mame fucunti potted. Anyway, let me show you this. This is my old ficus. It has layers of sheets on it, and that cheesy comforter has the first layer. This is coming inside. We're talking mid-20s for 8 hours. If you cover things with plastic, a layer of plastic and a sheet or two, you're wasting your time. We're talking mid-20s for more than 8 hours. This will come inside. I will make room for it. I've had it too long. My old desert rose, it's covered in layers now because it's gone down a couple of nights in the last week to near freezing and frost level. Desert rose don't like that. I lost a half a dozen at least. First time I ever had any desert rose. So I figured, oh, desert rose like cactus. Good. Don't really have to protect them around those temperatures. Wrong. It was around frost and I lost a half a dozen of them. This year is different. That's because I just potted up these Alberta spruce last month, and the pots are shallow, so I have to protect that root ball. They may come inside. They're not going to lend themselves to a towel being wrapped around the pot very easily, so I'll have to find a spot inside for them. They're special. I really like them, and they only come available around Christmas at this location every year. That root on a rock, I'll have to protect the roots. There's only a layer of moss over them and sphagnum moss, so that needs to be put in the extra protection category. Now, you might think these baobabs in 30-gallon pots are problematic. That's true to a certain extent. But again, my method of wrapping each individual with a thick towel and then layers of sheets, as many as you can get. I buy them at thrift stores. They used to come pretty cheap, not so much anymore. Anyway, good advice is to buy as many as you can if you're living in a section like this that is well above the freeze line in Florida. So that'll get a tarp on top. It's already pretty much covered, but I have to remove them tomorrow morning because it's going to rain for a couple of hours. That usually happens before a hard freeze. So that's going to be a pain in the you-know-what. But I'll get out here early, remove the stuff before the rain, and then I get to cover it back up because the super hard freeze is coming 2 nights from now. So what's really problematic is these Mame bonsai, like this Japanese white pine and this Japanese black pine, super shallow pots, haven't been rooted that long. They're going to get covered with sheets. This Monterey cypress, shallow pot, same thing. My recent purchase this last summer of the Japanese black pines, they're in really shallow pots. I'm going to wrap the pots in towels. At least 2 layers. I may even cover the whole thing. And my Mame bristlecone, super shallow pot, Shimpaku coming inside. Anyway, that's how you keep these things alive when we're talking mid-20s for 8 hours. Oh, if you've stuck around to see the end, thanks for watching. Take my advice. It's doable. There's a fine line. Bye for now.